Good morning, friend. Isn't it a beautiful day? The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, and you, much like me, are stuck inside. Besides your occasional trips to Walmart or your phone call to mommy every other day, your level of human interaction, much like mine, is rather low. But fear not, my friend, for I have a solution. Party games. Generally reserved for social gatherings, party games can be a blast when played with friends. But alas, the only way we can do so is in the digital format. And Steam, to my knowledge, has the largest collection of games out there. Thus, we have this video. My top 10 Steam multiplayer games that you can play when you absolutely need some sort of human interaction. What are the requirements for the games to be on this list? Well, 1, they need to be purchasable or playable via Steam, and 2, they need to support at least 3 additional players. So that means 4 players total or more. Alright, I can already see some of you zealous commenters posting timestamps to the start of the video, so without further ado, let's get into this thing. Number 10. Do you remember sitting around your old CRT television, burning holes in your hands and playing Mario Party until your palms bled? Do you ever wish you could relive that? Just eking onto this list at number 10 is Pummel Party. This edgier version of Mario Party features a generic cast of characters, much jerkier controls, but for the most part plays exactly like Mario Party. Now there are a few variations which differentiate Pummel Party from the Plumber's Party. For example, turns aren't set. Each person's position past the first turn is determined by how they did in the last minigame, and each minigame rewards players with slightly varying amounts of keys, but nothing outlandish like 10 or no coins. You're also rewarded items that can be used to position yourself better or deal damage to opponents and steal their keys. If you run out of health, you are transported to one of the few starting areas. With the ability to play with anywhere from 2 to 8 players, and with the capability to fill out empty spaces with AI, you're sure to have a nostalgic, feisty trip back to your childhood with the buds. Number 9. Valheim. Ark Survival Evolved. Rust. 7 Days to Die. You're in a world with your buddies, everything is dangerous, you're starving and dehydrated, and X is hunting you down. There are plenty of spin-offs and genre reimaginings with this simple premise. But there's always one goal: survive and thrive. I guess that's 2 goals. Anyways, and one game in particular feels quite realistic, terrifying to the core, stylized yet detailed. Yep, at number 9 on the list we have Grounded. You play as Max, Willow, Pete, or Hoops in this reimagined Honey, I Shrunk the Kids scenario with ants, gnats, and yes, spiders, which were already scary and are now towering over you like the 8-legged titans that they meant to be. Yeah, they are scary. Now, why did I pick Grounded to represent all of these games? Due to the built-in limited multiplayer. To my knowledge, you can only play this game with a maximum of 4 people. Ark, Rust, and the rest tend to have massive multiplayer servers that at times can be great, but more often than not, they're just a cesspool of toxicity, sadness, and server lag, none of which are very fun. On top of the unique style world building, which I am certain had to be built from the ground up, it seems pretty darn optimized in comparison to other games, which means even a computer rocking an NVIDIA 650 Ti can play this game. And before you ask, yes, I did Google that. Number 8. 2020 came and went with a flash, and with it came a few very decent games, and as it turns out, our number 8 slot goes to Fall Guys, and yes, it still does exist. Did this game ever fall off the face of the earth? Well, yes, but also no. Still boasting an active average concurrent player base of over 10,000 players, Fall Guys is just now getting over its initial hype craze, and has found a niche as a fairly distracting party game or a try-hard stream game, no in-betweens. Having kept the game fairly fresh with new course updates, costumes, collaborations, and more, Fall Guys is definitely worth a double take. Number 7. Have you ever found yourself sitting at a table playing chess with yourself and wondered, wouldn't it be splendid if I could play chess with other people? Or another scenario. You're looking through your local hobby shop window at these beautifully handcrafted Warhammer 40k figurines and say, oh, I just want to play a game using those. But you also don't have $2,000 and 400 hours just sitting around. Yeah, you can play that. Dominoes? Sure, why not? Poker? Yeah, of course. Welcome to the universally diverse game number 7, Tabletop Simulator. Possibly the best bang on your buck on this list, or also the worst bang for your buck, so long as you have friends to play with. Tabletop Simulator takes virtually any game and digitizes it. It's quite literally a virtual tabletop, with models, cards, dice. You can play many games that you could normally only play in person online, or in virtual reality, but in all seriousness, you do need friends for this one. Number 6, boasting 122,000 players daily, it is safe to say that Apex Legends is here to stay as a battle royale that doesn't rely on building. I personally find Apex Legends to be one of the better battle royale games. Fortnite, but without all the sweaty builders. Overwatch abilities, but without the teamwork. Oh, wait, there's no teamwork in that one either. Now, of course, there's also PUBG, Realm Royale, and so on, which is fine. But for playing with friends, the level of simplicity that Apex has stands out. For example, in Apex Legends, you can find ammunition for various weapons scattered about the world. There's light ammo, heavy ammo, among others. In PUBG, actual bullet types. So for me, pickup and playability takes Apex to a much better place than the other battle royalers. Number 5. Have you ever thought mini golf should be a game that makes you absolutely hate your friends? Welcome to Golf with Your Friends, where you can hate yourself a little more every time you play it, but you really can't stop because the actual gameplay is fairly entertaining. This is a classic mini golf simulator with some well-polished, unique levels. If you want custom shenanigans, you can also play Golf It, the slightly less polished but equally fun golf game, as a good alternative. Now, a few of you out there might be thinking, Ryan, golf isn't fun. Let me correct you. Golf isn't fun alone. Golf with your friends, can turn into an awesomely infuriating experience that you're going to enjoy, especially with collision on. Toggle that on. Number 4. Remember the good old days when all the cool YouTubers used to play prop hunt? You came home from school excited to see the newest escapade from C-Nanners or the tomfoolery of Markiplier? Well, number 4, Gary's Mod, is that exact game. Here's a bit of nostalgia for you. Remember when thumbnails used to look like this? Or this? Instead of, good times. As it turns out, the game didn't vanish. It's still exactly where it was before. And with the right friends, you can still have just as much fun. Hide as a prop and almost get murdered. Shoot random objects because you have no idea where the enemy props are. The world's your oyster. Now, of course, with Gary's Mod, there's also a lot more game options, like Gmod Murder or... What are those? Dark... I guess you'll never know what those are. Number 3. Meme or not, Among Us is the Town of Salem-esque game that is still an absolute blast to play with actual friends. Online lobbies could be best defined as a cluster truck of yuck, but you know what? If you're this far in this video, odds are you already know what Among Us is. Kinda sus if you didn't. Blum 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 blum. Number 2. One of the true classics of the 2000s. This game has been around since you, dear viewer, were a child. Just an inkling speck of imagination in the golden cosmos of eternity. When the internet was born, so also came Runescape. Well, you'd never guess it, but it looks a little different than it did back then in ye olden days. And even more recently, it's been put up on Steam. Can you play it with your friends? Heck yeah. Is it fun to watch your allies die? Also yes. Can you still mine for iron ore like a bot? Also yes, but also why? So for those of you too young to remember when this baby came out, RuneScape is a classic MMORPG that runs on a tick-based system. This is pretty unique. Sometimes it leads to janky mechanics, but it's also a very core component of the game and how combat works. What do you do? What's the point? Well, you train skills, complete quests. It's basically the classic MMO that oh so many others were based off of. Now there are a few differences from other prominent MMOs such as World of Warcraft. There are no classes per se. You don't roll a character as a tank or a healer. Instead, everyone is responsible for themselves. Your gear determines your class: archer, warrior, wizard, summoner, or even some weird hybrid abomination. They're all technically, legally speaking, valid methods to play this game. And as an attest to time, I have sunk literal years of my life on this game. To say it isn't fun wouldn't be doing it justice. However, this nearly flawless masterpiece has a terrible, horrible, no good underbelly. Pay-to-win microtransactions are kinda out of control right now, glaring and uncomfortable to most players. The game already has pay-to-play membership with a VIP membership, but then they toss in purchasable cosmetics, which is fine, bank boosters, which is not fine, and literal methods to convert your money into in-game currency. Big no-no is devaluing those who play the game normally, instead rewarding those whales who dump literal thousands of dollars into keys and bonds, and that's not even getting started on the gambling addictions that you can get with the dueling arena. Besides that though, really can't complain all too much. And no, I don't have Stockholm Syndrome and a sunken cost fallacy holding me here. What? No, you are. Number 1. But before we get onto that, let's give an honorable mention to Dead by Daylight. This is a great game to play whether either completely alone or with 4 buddies specifically. If you have 2 or 3 buddies, you're going to have a trolley teammate, and 5, well, let's just say having a friend being the bad guy can really tear a rift in friendships. Alright, number 1. When you think of party games, you think of things you can have fun with friends. This game epitomizes that feeling. In fact, there's 7 packs to epitomize it. Yep, we're talking about the Jackpot Party Packs. Grab your boys, get on the Discord call, type in jackbox.tv, and hold on to your keisters, because this game is like a blank canvas. With a few rules and some great prompts, you, yes you, are what makes the game fun. The Jackbox Party Pack rewards fun people with a fun experience. Those with dark, sometimes funny personalities will find themselves plastered with fond, memorable experiences, which are going to fill that gaping hole in your heart right now, at least for a moment. You name yourself, join a host's game with several other people, and depending on the game, you'll be thrust into different scenarios where you need to be smart, witty, or downright dirty to win. And the best part? Only one of your buddies needs the game. Yeah, not you, just one of them. Once the room fills up, you can add audience members as well, which aren't competing themselves usually, but can vote to determine point distributions. Up to, get this, 10,000 players can participate in a single game, purchased by one person. That's insane. That's like every subscriber I have, you included, 3 times over. There is a very large variety even within the party packs of these games, with 5 games per party pack. That is 35 different unique game-based scenarios, which, considering each pack is around $30, isn't too bad at all. And with that, the top 10 list is complete. Which game would you have added to the list? Did I leave out your favorite party game? Well, I would love to see your list. Post it down below. And thank you for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!